Hey, if you are a soul led, high achiever, creative, or entrepreneur, and you've been struggling on getting crystal clear on what you want for your next level, you feel blocked when it comes to your love life or your money or your next level of lifestyle, and you can't quite figure out what you need to do, this episode is for you. In this episode, we are going to be talking about exactly what you need to do to get crystal clarity and how to step into your worth when it comes to your next level vision. Thank you so much for tuning into this, whether you are watching this on YouTube or if you're listening on the podcast. But thank you so much for tuning into this. My name is Zara J. I'm the founder of the Love Loft and the 8 Love Loop archetypes, which are my patterns to help you to understand where you are blocking yourself or self-sabotaging, where you're feeling blocked when it comes to your love and money flow. If you don't know, you're not familiar with me, I have spent 10 years in the relationship industry, which is absolutely crazy because that was never my intention. Never my intention. But through the will of God and just allowing life to flow and figuring out my purpose and my path, I spent 10 years in the relationship industry helping men and women to attract partners, to get married, and to create a more fulfilling love life. And through that 10-year journey, I was able to discover 8 pattern types, which are my 8 love loop archetypes that tend to be the sabotaging blocks that show up in repeated cycles and patterns. And once I learned that love and money mirror each other, it became super clear and super evident where this was showing up, not just for my clients, but where these patterns would tend to show up for me as well. So on Patterned in this podcast, or if you're following this YouTube channel, I'm going to break down for you how to rewire your patterns, how to step into your next level, whether it's love, money, improving your marriage. It could be just stepping it up when it comes to your lifestyle, whatever personal goals you have. But also, I'm going to be sharing my journey with you in real time because I want you to see how this actually looks and how this actually plays out. I have tons of stories from manifesting my next level, self-sabotage, patterns, all those things that have happened over the years. So I'll be sharing a lot of past encounters with you as well. But I definitely want to share with you all of the new and more recent challenges that I will be facing, and then opening you up. Dang. Hey, thank you so much for checking in today. If you are a soul-led high achiever, entrepreneur, or a coach, a creative, and you are someone who you're struggling right now to get clear on what's supposed to come next, you know that you want more in life, you know that you have some sort of vision, or there's something that you desire, whether it's for your love life, it could be for your career, your business, it could just be for a more fulfilling lifestyle, but you can't figure out how to step into that. You're feeling blocked when it comes to sabotaging patterns and repeated cycles. You just can't figure out how to step into the desires, or maybe you're just feeling unclear or uncertain about what's supposed to come next. Maybe you're going through some sort of life transition and you just can't figure out how to step into your next level, or things may be crumbling all around you. You may be going through a rock bottom and you need to figure out how to get out of that. If this sounds like you, if any of that sounds like you, then this is the episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how to get clear on your next level and how to step into that next level vision so that you are fully owning your worth. And this is so important when it comes to stepping into your next level. And I'm going to show you how this plays out, not only through how we assist you here at the Love Loft, but also I'm going to share with you some personal stories and how this has been playing out for me in real time. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you're unfamiliar with me, my name is Zara J. I am the founder and owner of the Love Loft, along with the 8 Love Loop pattern archetypes, which are the 8 sabotaging patterns that tend to come up and block you from your love and money flow. If you are unfamiliar with my background, I'm the owner of Captivating Courtship, but I spent 10 years, a decade of my life in the relationship industry, helping men and women to attract partners and get married. But as I went deeper into my spiritual journey, I was able to realize that love and money tends to mirror each other, and that there's always that link and there's always that core pattern, because how you do one thing is how you do another. And if you can figure out where that is showing up for you, You can hack your patterns and step into your next level, collapse time, make those quantum leaps, whatever you want to call it. So that's the work that we do at the Love Loft with our clients, where we combine, I like to prefer to call it guidance over coaching, because I really want you to work through it. It's not just about pushing you straight to a result, but really helping you to be guided to your highest path, be guided to your next level. But we also incorporate our heart healing visualizations, which are our signature visualizations to help you to rewire your patterns. And we also incorporate community and holistic tools such as Reiki and sound baths and hypnosis and breath work and all of those things, because for the people that I tend to work with which are people who are high achievers, they are, creatives or entrepreneurs, they're coaches, they are those men and women who are driven towards a higher purpose. You are intentionally trying to acquire more in life. You're going after more in life. You're into personal development. You know that you desire and deserve more. For those people, what tends to come up and what will always come up for me was you're moving on this path to that next level, and then you have a hard time fully shifting identity, or you find yourself in these repeated cycles, maybe every few months, maybe every few years, where you just can't seem to make that final breakthrough to truly break into that next level. And this can come with a lot of stress, a lot of frustration. It can also feel really discouraging when you feel like you're taking a few steps forward just to take a few steps back, or you're constantly swinging between feast and famine, and you can't find that solid space of, security, whether it's emotional or financial, and you just feel like it's extremely frustrating. Why does everyone else around me seem to be making the progress or moving into their next chapter, and I'm still running in place, or it feels like I'm running on a treadmill? If that has ever been you, trust me, I 100% get it. I've been there so many times in my life. I'm always trying to push myself to go after more. But once I've realized what my hidden patterns are, what my core wound is, it allowed me to hack that, to do that at a faster rate, understand how to collapse that time, and really make the quantum leaps, but also sustain it. So this is what I want for you. And today we're going to be talking about getting really, really clear on your vision and how that allows you to manifest that next level and what you need to do to make that happen. Now, first I want to lead with, if there's something that you desire, whether it is, leveling up in your career, maybe you want to attract a partner, maybe you have a partner, but you want to take that relationship to the next level. Maybe you want to get a promotion in your job, or just go after more in life. Maybe you just want to level up in your lifestyle. It's time to upgrade your home life, get a new car, like whatever those things are that you desire. There's no shame. You're allowed to want more. I always say go big, dream big, go after what you want. But one of the first things that you have to do is allow yourself and give yourself permission to actually want it and claim that out loud with authority. This is so, so, so key as one of the first things that you have to do. Once you are aware of your patterns, and if you aren't familiar with your patterns, you can go to the quiz. I'll link it in the description, or you go to thelovelofts.com/quiz, and that's the Love Lofts with an S, thelovelofts.com/quiz. But once you're clear on your patterns and you have some understanding, you raise your level of awareness, the next thing that you need to do is get clear on your vision. But if you are uncomfortable, or you're operating from a place of low self-worth, and you're scared to own what you want, or you're feeling stuck and you're like, I don't even know what I want. Like, I know that this isn't it, but I don't know what more that I want. You have to be willing to get the clarity, and you have to also be willing to claim it. I have worked with so many people, men and women, over the years who don't fully step into their worth, into their authority about wanting the things that they desire. This could show up in love. A lot of times, especially with captivating courtship, when I would do a consultation, or when someone would first reach out to work with me, and I would ask them, what do you want for your love life? What do you desire in the next 12 months? Where do you see yourself in the next year? I know that if they're booking a call with captivating courtship, or even with the Love Loft, and they want some help in their love life, I know that if they are coming for help, they want love, they want a partner, or they want to improve their relationship, or they want that person that they've been in a situationship for some years to finally commit. They want to get their ex back, whatever that thing is, but they're afraid to actually say it. So instead, you may find yourself shrinking and saying something like, well, I just want to feel more confident in this area, or it would be nice if I could just meet someone, or it would be nice if I could just have some options. But they're not willing to ask for the bigger thing. They're not willing to say, I want to be married. I want to attract love. I want a great partner. I want my husband to show me more affection. I want to finally attract a commitment because I haven't attracted a committed relationship in a long time. Whatever that thing is, they're not quite claiming it. I've even had, sessions with women where they're dancing around the fact that they actually want to be married. They're like, well, it would be okay if I could just, date or have more dates, or the guy that I'm seeing, if he would just be willing to spend more. It's like, what do you actually want? If it's in career or in business, this could look like working with someone and they're afraid to say how much money they want to make, getting very, very specific. I always tell anyone that I'm working with, especially when it comes to money and trying to attract money, trying to break your patterns around money, you have to get comfortable with the conversation around money. If you're not comfortable talking about money, if you're not comfortable being specific about what you want or what you need, if you're afraid to talk numbers, there's no possible way you're going to have a good relationship with money where you can actually attract and claim what it is that you want. If you're afraid to even say the words, how can you claim it? So you have to get very comfortable, and you need to be around people who are also having conversations about money, who are also comfortable talking about money, talking about their money goals, talking about their credit, how much money they currently have without shame or guilt. If you have a lot of shadow around money and you're uncomfortable talking about it, there's work that has to be done. But you have to get very comfortable with claiming what you want and saying that, because if you're not willing to say, I want to make this amount of money, or I want to take my business to this level, I want this for my relationship, I want this type of lifestyle, like I want this very, very specifically. If you're afraid to ask for it, whether it's in prayer, whether you say God, Allah, the universe, whatever you want to say, source, spirit, whatever you want to claim, if you are afraid to claim it, if you're afraid to ask for it, you cannot have it. You cannot have the things that you are afraid to ask for. So using your voice and learning to claim your vision, learning to ask for what you want, learning to state it in a very definitive and authoritative way, not maybe one day, but I am statements. I am married, or I am attracting that partner, or I am the owner of the Love Loft, I am making this amount of money. Whatever that is, you need to get very, very comfortable in claiming your desire. That is one of the first steps. You have to do that. That is going to activate so much self-worth, and it's going to allow you to expand on a deeper subconscious level, because now your brain is going to start looking for confirmation that it's possible for you. If you're telling yourself stories that you can't have it, or it's not available to you, so you're not even willing to say it out loud, then you're sending a deeper message to your subconscious mind that it's not possible for you. And you're pushing it, you're energetically pushing it away. So you have to learn to reframe and get very, very comfortable to step into your worth when it comes to asking for what you want. Now, once you are willing to make that decision, willing to claim what it is that you desire, you have to get very, very clear on what that next level needs to look like. Now, here at the Love Loft, we provide you with some really great tools to help you with this. But one of my favorite is my next level expansion map. If you have not, joined the Love Loft, if you're not currently working with us, but maybe you just need a taste of this, I would highly, highly suggest for you to join one of the Wednesday rewiring sessions. This is our midday reset, where you can join a live workshop. It's a workshop. It's not a webinar. It's an actual workshop where you're going to create your next level expansion map. You're going to experience a heart healing visualization, and we're also going to do some journaling to help you get clear on your core wounds and on your patterns. So this is something that you want to register for. I'm going to make sure that I put the link in the show notes, but you want to create an expansion map. Now, what an expansion map looks like is it has these different tiers to help you to understand where a rock bottom looks like, what security looks like for you, what your next level looks like, and what your highest level looks like. By having this very clear map, it paints a visual on what each timeline needs to look like for you. And this is what's so special and so magical about this next level manifestation map is because having a clear path to expand to your next level, you understand the embodiment of who you need to be and how you need to identity shift in order to be in alignment with that version of yourself. It allows you to make very quick decisions and for you to change your habits and your routines to allow you to pivot to be in alignment with the level that you are calling in. So let me give you an example of what this looks like. Let's say you're at rock bottom and you're trying to get to security or you're trying to get to your next level. If you have a clear understanding of the thoughts, the emotions, the actions, the routines, the relationships, just the version of you and the version of your life that's on that level, all you have to do is step into that. This is how you collapse time. This is how you bring the future into the present by quickly shifting your way of being and how you're showing up. This is such a powerful tool, and I highly suggest for everyone to use this because it is a go-to method to quickly get in alignment. I use this all throughout the month, constantly checking back in with myself. And honestly, what I can say is after using this, and I've been specifically using this map for about a year now, created this exercise summer 2024. I created this exercise to help me get out of a rock bottom and to help me to get out of a rut. And once I created this exercise, I refer back to it usually about once or twice a month. I'll do a self-assess check-in, just like, let me look at my expansion map. What path am I in alignment with? What timeline am I in alignment with? But upon using it, now I have the visual sketch into my brain. And that's what's so amazing about the mind. And now I have the visual sketch into my brain. I don't have to check in as often because I can visually, like, even as I'm saying it right now, I can imagine and visualize the map in my head about each level and what each level looks like. But once you have this guide, you know exactly how to expand. So this is the first thing that I would suggest for you when it comes to getting clear. And like I said, you can join a Wednesday rewiring session. Anyone can join. It is going to be one of the best tools and one of the best workshops that you have attended to help you to get clear. So make sure that you register and claim your seat. It's a very intimate session. I only allow 4 people on at a time because I want you to be able to have the focus and have the support to get clarity on your next level. But the second thing that you can do is lock into the next level heart healing visualization. Now, this is inside the Love Loop Rewiring Vault, and it's also inside of our 6-week Love and Money expansion, where you're going to get really clear on what that next level looks like for you. If you're unfamiliar with the power of visualization or hypnosis or meditation, it's going to help you to, one, relax your nervous system, which is super important because you need to create that emotional space to receive the clarity and the guidance for what your next level needs to be. But it's also going to help you to address any sabotaging wounds or blocks or beliefs that's holding you back. In the last week, I've been specifically using the next level beliefs visualization and working through that workshop, which I was super surprised how many blocks I've had about this level of fully stepping into the owner of the love law. As I was working through the workshop, some beliefs, some concerns were coming up that I was like, wow, I didn't even realize. These are some things subconsciously that I'm still holding on to that is so weighing me down. And so when I went into the visualization, I think I did the visualization at least 2 or 3 times within the last 7 days. Doing that visualization helped me to stay in the energy, helped me to stay in the focus, to stay in alignment, and be super mindful of when those sabotaging beliefs were coming up so I could really lock in and hold into the vision. And here's why this is important, your ability to lock into the vision. As you are stepping into your next level, as you are manifesting whatever it is that you desire, there's going to be a time delay between what it is that you desire, you stepping into that, and the outcome that you desire actually showing up and being present with you. You need to understand this in a very practical way. I don't care what anyone else says when it comes to manifestation or going after your goals. There's going to be some sort of time delay. Yes, some people will say manifestation is instant, but it's not that black and white. When you are stepping into the version of yourself, one, the things that's in alignment with the old identity have to fall off, which can be really, really, really difficult to accept and difficult to navigate. So if you start taking steps forward and you start noticing some of your relationships falling apart, people falling out of your life, maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe, you lose some money or your finances start to fall off, maybe your car starts going through issues. This is something that's very normal because the things that are in alignment with your old identity that you were attached to, you now have to let go of. And that can be sad. And there might be a grief period depending on how big of an attachment you have to those things and what it is that you're calling it. So as I'm talking about this, I'm actually receiving, some, I guess you could say, like a download, just thinking about a conversation that I had with a friend recently she really is trying to step into her business. She's trying to take her business to the next level. She wants to make more money. And she's been having a difficult time regarding her attachment to her kids. Now, if you're a mom and I am a mom, I do understand how difficult it can be to sever some of that attachment to being so involved and so protective when it comes to your kids, especially if you have small children. But the thing is, for her, in order for her to shift into this identity of this business owner and having financial success and being a more empowered version of her, she has to let go of some of the attachment that she has to being so involved and so motherly, a little bit maybe even controlling in some ways when it comes to her relationship with her kids. She loves her kids. She's an amazing mom. She's so nurturing, so kind. She's so loving, and she absolutely loves being a mom. But that identity of being home with her kids all the time and her whole world revolving around her kids and even her kids' level of attachment to her is the same identity that's holding her back from the future that she desires. She can't do both. Doesn't mean that you abandon your kids or that you can't still be a fantastic mom. I think I'm a fantastic mom and I do a really good job of balancing it all. But the way that she's been operating, her way of being, has to shift in order to get in alignment with her new identity as the business owner. I had a conversation with her and I had to remind her that, one, she has to do some shadow work around this, but also she may have to confront some of the terms with her partner, or she may have to, learn to lean on her village more, which we've all been waiting for her to step up and ask for more help. Her stepping into her voice, her stepping into her personal power, and allowing herself to be supported, allowing herself to release control, allowing herself to create the space and detach some from her children and allow her children to detach them from her, grieving that aspect of those first early years of being a mother and realizing that she can still be a great mom, she can still be absolutely fantastic, but she has to create some space in order to fully step into this new identity and step into the future that she does desire. That is where the shift comes in. And until she's willing to do that, and the more she stays attached to the old identity and the old level, she's not going to be able to get what it is that she desires. So identity shifting and getting clear on what you want, but also having the courage and having the self-worth to step into it is required. And there's going to be a time delay. The reason why there's a time delay is because as you are persisting forward, as you are stepping into that next level, it takes time for that reality to show up in your world. I want you to think about it in a practical way, such as when you are trying to lose weight. If you've ever tried to lose weight or get in shape, or you're trying to accomplish anything, but I'm just going to keep it locked in on weight loss because I feel like that's always an easy example for most people to understand. Let's say you're trying to lose weight. If you set out tomorrow to try to lose 10 pounds, you're not going to shed 10 pounds in 24 hours. You're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. There is going to be a time delay between when you get started with cutting back calories and working out and making healthier choices and drinking more water and getting more sleep. Like, you're doing these things. There's going to be a time delay between you starting to take action and when you see those 10 pounds off on the scale. And for everyone, that could be very different. Maybe you go an extreme route and you're like, I'm taking this quantum leap right now. I'm collapsing time. I am going to go on a water fast for the next week and I'm going to get these 10 pounds off in the next week. That is an option that's available to you if you want to supercharge and maybe even trigger your nervous system because you may not be able to sustain it. But it is an option for you in order to accomplish that goal and get in alignment and be the person who is 10 pounds lighter. You may have to do this over a couple of weeks. It may take you a couple of months. It may take you a year, depending on how you show up and how committed you are to that next level. But the start time and the actions that you take when you first take off versus you persisting and holding that vision, holding true to that vision, your ability to do that is what's going to allow you to actually make it happen. So there has to be a gap. There's going to be times where you get on that scale and you're like, the scale has gone up, I'm not seeing the result. Or the scale has gone down, then it's gone back up. Or the scale has stalled. And you have to just keep persisting, because eventually there will be a breakthrough, and there may be even a major flush where everything comes running through. If you've ever experienced that when it comes to weight loss, then you know that that is absolutely how it happens. But this is the same thing that happens with money. It's the same thing happens with relationships. I have seen this as a relationship coach, where I have worked with clients who have been trying to attract a partner, maybe they're online dating or they're meeting people, and they have been doing this for months, sometimes even years, and they're persisting and they're persisting, and they're like, I just don't see where this is turning. The person isn't showing up. I've been meeting people. I've maybe even had some relationships, but I haven't found the person that I desire to fully commit to, the person I want to marry yet. And I will tell them, I have a very strong sense that it's coming. You need to keep persisting. It's coming very soon. And then next thing you know, the next person that they meet ends up being their husband. I've had this happen multiple times in my years of helping people to get married, where that persistence and being able to hold the vision and not allowing yourself to get distracted or discouraged is what allows that next level to manifest. This happens in money all the time, especially if you are a business owner, or maybe you're trying to go after a promotion and a bigger job. This is why I tell my clients, let's say they're trying to get a new job or they're trying to go after a promotion. Don't just put your resume into one place and you don't get the job or you don't get the interview, and then you're like, okay, this is proof that it's not possible. No, it's proof that you have to keep persisting, because that may not be the right opportunity for you. You're calling in an opportunity and you're going to get it, because there's no way you just keep moving forward and you don't get what you want. It has to be inevitable. But if you quit, then you'll never get it, right? So you have to keep showing up and keep moving forward through the storms, through the fire, through all the moments of discouragement. You have to hold true to that vision. If you are willing to do that, and I usually say, it takes about 30 to 90 days for you to truly start to see the outcome and start to see the fruits of your persistence. But if you can hold true to that, then you can attract whatever it is that you desire. Now, let me also say this. The reason why you're going to have some trouble with this is because of your patterns. Is because those old wounds, those old patterns, those old beliefs will very sneakily try to find their way back to you, because that is what is familiar. And if you've been operating in this space, let's say you've been operating in a space of feast or famine financially, and you're trying to figure out how to get out of this pendulum swinging when it comes to your finances, or when it comes to your emotions, or when it comes to the types of partners you attract, whatever that thing is. You're trying to step into a different level. Your brain is naturally trying to find its way back to its comfort zone. Just like I mentioned with eating, and hey, I'm going through this right now. I'm always on a health journey, always trying to figure out how to make better eating choices. This has been one of my struggles, because I am an emotional eater and I love food. I'm a foodie and an emotional eater, so imagine how that goes. But when you have that, it's so easy to fall right back into old sabotaging patterns if you are not holding true to the vision. If you're not showing up and pushing through the discomfort and continuing to persist. Those old sabotaging habits are going to show up, because that is what's familiar with you, for you. That is your comfort zone. That is what is the known. And your brain's job is to keep you alive. Your brain's job is not to be wiring you for happiness. It's not there to wire you for love or to thrive financially. Your brain is wired for survival. Your brain's only job is to keep you safe. So if safety means predictable and familiar, your brain will constantly try to find its way back. So this is why with the love loft, we do the heart healing visualizations to keep addressing those blocks, keep addressing those wounds, and the workshop so that you are addressing the underlying blocks and you can quickly pivot and move forward. But then we also provide the other, holistic tools and hypnosis and guidance sessions and all of those things to support you so that you are fully aware when this is showing up and you can quickly pivot. But you have to continue to show up because your brain is looking for confirmation of the old story. Your brain is looking for confirmation to act out your old patterns. So if you want this vision and you want to lock into it, rewiring your patterns and consistently persisting through and allowing yourself to create this space for the creativity to flow, for the love to flow, for the emotions to flow, for emotional availability specifically, to have the safety and the security that you need to activate that next level, you have to rewire those old survival patterns. So I hope this was helpful for you when it comes to stepping into your next level. But let me tell you a story of what has recently come up for me. So if you have been following over the last couple of episodes, I've been talking about manifesting my next level and stepping into the love loft over the next couple of months, like what my goal is, and trying to bring you into this in real time to show you how this plays out. So let me give you a real life example in real time about how this has been showing up. Not sure if I mentioned this in the last episode, but I believe that I did. I believe that I mentioned how I was scrolling on Instagram and came across a office suite that was for rent. Now, right now, the Love Loft, everything has been virtual, which has still worked. It's been amazing, but ready for that next level, ready for the first physical location, because this will still be a bridge location. The ultimate location that I desire, I have it in my mind, the layout and what it needs to look like, and that's going to take some time to fully manifest and bring it to fruition. But right now we're looking for a bridge location that's going to be just that first, step into the love loft and creating a space and getting familiar with operating a space, because this is all new territory for me. My background has been, in writing fiction and, matchmaking and coaching, where everything has pretty much been done virtual. I mean, with fiction, of course, we would do events or book signings and all of that with writing, but most of my coaching, most of my matchmaking has been through the virtual online space. I haven't had to maintain a brick and mortar. So this was very scary for me to step into, extremely scary for me to step into, and it's been a big leap. But upon moving back to Philadelphia area, it's been a challenge figuring out, where do I want to put this location? What's going to be the right space for me? Where's my crowd? Where's my people? It's truly been a journey, me getting to the clarity and getting to the root of what I desire for this next level. Like, I have the end goal, but all the pieces in between, it has taken quite some time. It's taken me some time to get this clarity, especially I would say over the last 8 months. And so as I was scrolling on Instagram, maybe about a week or so ago, I came across an office suite that I was like, okay, that's really cool. The woman, I sent her a DM and she told me about the space that she has for rent. And I was like, this is absolutely perfect, because the pricing was very affordable, definitely within range. And I was like, okay, this may be it. Maybe I've manifested this opportunity and let me go ahead and take this up. Because actually, when I first came across the post, I wasn't actively looking for a location at that point. It's in my awareness and it's in my orbit, but I wasn't fully looking at, that wasn't a priority at that point in time. But when I came across it, I took the aligned action and said, let me go ahead and reach out and have a conversation with her to get the details on this space. So I did that. We did a virtual tour, and I was like, it's nice and it's in a great location. It's downtown Philadelphia, which is beautiful, perfect. Who doesn't want a space downtown Philly? But I wasn't quite confident on how to utilize the space, or if it was the right space for me for the next, let's just say, year. I wasn't very confident. I know she wanted a 1-year lease. So I had to decline and tell her no, which was a big step. And I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes when you're trying to step into your next level, if you're not clear on your vision and if you're not confident about what you want. You're not willing to use your voice. You're not going to be willing to use your no. You're not going to allow yourself to make decisions as action alignment. You may make decisions out of scarcity or survival mode, where I could have easily just said, okay, let me just take this because it's a good price and it's downtown and I need a space right now and I'm just going to go ahead and make this decision. I'll figure out the rest later. No, I'm like, well, when I really think about what I need over the next 6 to 12 months, the type of space I need, the vision that I have for myself, the vision that I have for the Love Loft team, I don't know if this is actually going to be it. And so I'm going to have to make this a no. And I told her, I'm not quite sure how she received it, to be honest, but I told her. And a couple days later, I ended up coming across another post that seemed to have so much of what I would desire in a location. It was actually a lot closer to my end of town, which made me happy because one of the things that I have been praying for, I have been calling in, is a studio space that was closer to my end of town, that was also closer to this particular park and drive that I love to go to, because I just had the vision of me being able to leave the office sometimes and drive down to Kelly Drive and go for walks by the water and then return back to the office. So this location appeared to be pretty perfect. So I was happy that I came across that. Didn't get a chance to go tour it. We have an appointment coming up for me to go tour it, and so I can step into that decision. But here's something else that happened as well. So as we started booking our heart spa sessions for July and August, I realized that this may actually be a good space to do the heart spa, which I'm referring to the original location. And typically we have done the heart spa in hotel suites, or we've rented spaces, but I don't want to do that anymore, because the whole purpose of having a physical location is so we don't have to do things out of the hotel. It's going to be nice and it feels fancy to do it out of the hotel, so it adds to the experience, but it's just not ideal business wise, and it's not necessarily the best business move financially. So as I was sitting and seeking clarity on this, it came to me to reach out to the owner of the original space and ask her, can I do a month to month instead of doing the full lease, which she originally wanted someone to sign on for the lease? So, hey, I know that you only have limited space and limited time for this particular suite. Is it possible that I can get the suite on these days and I can secure it for the summer? And that'll give you the opportunity to buy time so that you can find your actual tenant for this location. And by me stepping into my worth and using my voice, I got a yes, which is like perfect. So this is why being honest and clear with what you desire, with your vision, allowing yourself to get in alignment. Like, this is what I actually desire. I don't want to commit to a space that's not in the right location, or it's not the right size, or it's not the right community. And me owning that and not just leaping into that decision out of scarcity or survival mode, but also being willing to use my voice and claim what I want. So by me having the confidence and stepping into my self-worth to have my vision and say, hey, maybe I can negotiate, maybe I can talk her into this, maybe I can just see if this is possible, allowed me to secure the opportunity that is perfect to buy me time to find my actual location, but also is perfect for her to buy her time to find the right tenant for her as well. So this is a real-time example of how you can call opportunity into your space, get crystal cleared and dialed in and committed to your vision, but still allow yourself to use your voice to claim what you want so you can get what it is that you actually deserve. So I hope that this was helpful for you, and thank you for continuing to travel with me on this journey of unfolding the love loft and stepping into this. But I want you to use the tools and use the information I'm sharing with you today to apply it to yourself in real time. And by the way, if you're interested in booking a heart spa, you want to go to the link. I'll make sure I put the link in the description. But this is one of my favorite things that we do at the Love Loft is our heart spa intensive. It is a truly deep dive, transformative 1 day experience where we combine all of our, it's like, I don't even like to say healing. It is a transformational powerhouse session. It is something that you've never experienced before. We combine all the modalities that we provide here at the Love Loft. You're going to get hypnosis and Reiki and breathwork and sound and guidance on that next level. And you're going to walk away with a 6-month plan on the steps that you need to take to manifest that next level. There's also follow-up support that comes with that and some follow-up sessions. So you can read more about that on our website. But this is a deep dive 1 day intensive. If you are looking to make a quantum leap, if you are looking to get to the root of your patterns, of your beliefs, of whatever those blocks are, if you need the confidence and the clarity on that next vision, this is for you. This is the leap that you want to take. It is one of our signature offers that we do here at the Love Loft. Is this Heart Spa Day. You have literally like a spiritual team to back you and guide you through this. But that 1 day intensive this is why I call it the Heart Spa, because you're going to open up your receiving energy to receive that next level. And it is something that you've never experienced. And if you are going to invest money in a vacation, or you're going to invest money in shopping, or you're going to invest money in other things, facials and, fillers or whatever those things are, you might not be into those things, but whatever that is, right? The investment that you will make into yourself, this will have a lasting impact that will stick with you far beyond that 1 day. It is a truly transformational experience that I'm so proud of to be able to deliver. But we also have an amazing team that comes together to make this all happen for you. So if you are interested in learning more about that Heart Spa and you want to book it, whether you're trying to attract love, money, or you just need to relieve some stress and get some clarity on self-care, and you just need to make this a personal day, this is the internal work from the mindset to the soul to the spirit that will transform you. It is a 1 day reset that's so powerful. It's going to be one of the best things that you ever did for yourself. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this. Make sure that you check the description and the show notes for all of the links that I mentioned here today. Join us for one of the Wednesday Rewire sessions. You can invite a friend to join. It's always good to do things in community. And if you have any questions or you want to learn more about becoming a member of our private wellness club at the Love Loft, then you're going to go ahead and book a consultation. You book just a quick 15-minute patterns and purpose consultation. It's just like an introductory call. Get to know you, understand more about your goals, your patterns, what it is that you want support with. And if it seems like a good fit, then we'll book a deeper dive session, which is about a 40-minute to 1 hour session, where we'll actually go over what your plan of action could be and what offers we have here at the Love Loft, whether it's the 6-week expansion, Heart Spa, or one-to-one mentorship, how we can support you to make that happen in the next 3 to 6 months. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this. And next time, we'll be talking about unblocking those subconscious beliefs and the inner work that needs to be done in order to manifest that next level. So thank you so much. I hope that you guys level up in your love and money sometime soon, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.